Am I getting your...
No, if you could, when I ask you a question, could you try and incorporate the question into the answer?
Sure,
Just saves our time when it comes to editing.
So you don't actually want to, like an interview, you want it more like a little talk?
Yes, because we don't want to put my voice in.
Right, sure.
Okay. So could you explain a bit about the history of Halloween, where it originated?
Right, well, Halloween originates from the old Celtic festival of Samhain, which is one of the four fire festivals. They're equally spaced around the year, the other three being Imbolg on the eve of February, Beltane on the eve of May, which has become our modern May Day, and Lughnasadh on the eve of August, which has become our modern harvest festival. So, as you can see, all these have been to some extent Christianised. Even Imbolg has become Lady Day, and Samhain has largely acquired a rather dark taint, been called Halloween, which is considered to be the time when all the dead and the warlocks sort of go out at night and scare people. This is a bit of a daft corruption, really, of the original meaning of Samhain, which is just the dark counterpoint to Beltane, the spring festival. It's just the time when the harvests were starting to grow rather scarce. They were taking the last few crops from the field. Usually all the herd animals would be slaughtered at this time because there was no way to feed them over the winter. Before the introduction of turnips and this sort of thing with the agricultural revolution, there was no way to have any crops for the herd over the winter season. So they would all be slaughtered at this time, which is where it gets associations with death. It was considered as well to be a time when you could contact dead human people, similar to the Festival of the Dead in Mexico and this sort of thing. There's usually some sort of celebration of death in any culture. Christianity has largely gone away from that, I suppose, other than Christmas itself. So it's considered to be a time when the barriers between the worlds are very thin. You can contact recently dead people, and often presents are left for the recently dead so that they won't haunt you or give you any trouble over the coming year. So you might leave them out something like some wine or tobacco or some sweets or something like that, as a sort of sacrifice, keep them happy. It was also a time when you could easily contact what were considered to be the other worlds, the fairy realms, this sort of thing. Any of the four fire festivals or the equinoxes and solstices are thought of as times when the fairies like to be seen abroad. So the association with witchcraft and so on is largely a sort of modern, almost a Hollywoodism, but that sort of the slightly tacky elements to it. It's certainly got a very dark feel to it, but not in a negative way. It just dark as in the sense of a recognition that there is death as well as life, that death is a natural part of life.
Right, so how would you say Halloween has developed since its origination?
Most of the people who would seriously consider themselves to be pagans these days are actually more trying to go back to the original roots of it, and so they would try to celebrate it in a very traditional way. You'd not like to see them out in pumpkin masks and so on. The pumpkin, again, though, I mean that's a traditional symbol that's just intended to scare off any malevolent dead that there might be out there. All of the scary images of Halloween attempt to frighten off anything nasty. They're not an attempt to frighten children and so on.
Right, what would you say to the fact that Halloween has become very Americanised with the trick or treat?
Trick or treat is actually an English tradition originally. I mean, it went over to America and it's largely been lost from this country and then come back via America. It was originally known as Mischief Night, which I think was a week or two after Halloween, and it's been put onto Halloween. It's not really a part of the old Celtic traditions. It's more like there's always been, again, in almost any culture, there's a night when it's considered to be all right for children to cause trouble, almost as though they've got to have that safety valve. And that's just been associated with Halloween by fairly spurious reasons, really.
Are there any other ways that people actually celebrate Halloween?
5th of November, Bonfire Night, is a direct correlation. I mean, you would find that throughout this country, in the more rural regions, there were a lot of people still celebrating the fire festival in some way or another, just with local traditions. And so there would be fires of some sort 4 times a year. And the Bonfire Night one is quite close to the date of Halloween in the old calendar, before the Gregorian calendar was adopted, and that's a sort of an attempt again by Christianity or by the establishment to try to ensure that the people have still got something to celebrate, but to try and take away the meaning from it. So the idea is that people still have this sort of instinctive need to get out and sit around a bonfire at this time of year and tell each other tales and whatever, celebrate in some way, and they're not quite sure why.
Right, okay. Can you think of anything else, Kassy?
No.
No, nothing else really.
Covered it all.
I think that should be just about it.
That's it, yeah. That was great, actually. It was really
Right,
good.
sound.
Halloween in America is a very big stuff. Also, let me start first off. When we ask you a question, can you put the answer, the question into the answer? Like if I asked you, what's the weather like? So it makes it easiest for us to edit because I don't want my aural voice on.
Okay.
Right. So tell us, in America, Halloween is a big festival. What is Halloween in America?
In the States, it's really amazing how incredibly large a holiday Halloween is. It's you would have started to see advertisements for Halloween decorations. In fact, they were already up by the time I had left to come over here in September. It's the big holiday for children, probably second to Christmas, of course. But it's just it's a night to just drop every inhibition, every fear, and everything, and just go out and do something that you haven't done before, that you can't do. You can be Superman for that night, and you can be the ballerina or whatever, and you can just.
Sorry about this. This is our lecturer's equipment, and it seems to be useless.
You just hold it. Right, I've got it now. Okay.
Right, do you want to just go back to? I think we're okay now.
Yeah. Okay.
So tell us, what traditions do you do on Halloween?
Well, you have your basic Halloween party, I guess. Everyone comes dressed up in their costumes, so you have your costume contest to see who's scariest, who's the most like their real personalities, and I don't know, just to see who can come up with the most ingenious and crazy thing. And as children, we had the bobbing for apple contests, and I don't know, you go around the neighborhood. Less and less trick-or-treating is becoming a part of Halloween, actually, in the States. There's an amazing fear of the unknown, going up to the neighbors who you think you knew, but somehow they decide they want to slip a razor blade into the apple.
That part, because trick-or-treat is the way we see it in America. We see trick-or-treat as being, that's what Americans do. They go out trick-or-treat and then have a party after. So trick-or-treat dying out because of the threat of abuse.
Yeah, trick-or-treating really is dying out as a part of Halloween. A lot more malls and different shopping centers are having big parties, letting you go from store to store instead of door to door in your neighborhood, and they guarantee that everything is safe and it's going to be a good environment for the children, because safety has become such an amazing fear on this night, and it's really sort of sad because I have very fond memories of a child just walking through the neighborhood with just my friends. Now it's parents on each side flanked, don't go to that house, don't go to this house. It's amazing amount of fear. Like when I went about 4 years ago, taking the kids that I babysat around, and I had to go with their parents. They just wanted a third person to look after their 2 kids, which was kind of a crazy
So it's
thing.
kind of a sad reflection of society today.
Yes, it's definitely sad.
So now you're over in
situation.
Britain, and are you surprised how little Halloween is celebrated here?
I really can't believe how little it is, how little Halloween is celebrated over here. When I was in high school, I had a philosophy teacher who told us the whole background of Halloween, and I knew that it started over here in England, and I thought that, the celebration here would be even more so. I pictured, Manchester being the largest center of students in all of Europe, I figured it was going to be an amazing party here, but you hear very little about it, and I don't know if there's going to be much even done. I don't know.
Have you heard of Guy Fawkes?
Yes, Guy Fawkes Day, yes.
You don't celebrate that in America, do you?
I did one year because I had an English teacher who decided to tell us the whole story and explain it all to us.
Guy Fawkes is very much... See, Halloween's a pagan... Well, believes after you put that, it's a pagan festival. And what we've done in Britain is we all became Christians and said, right, forget paganism, we don't want to know that. Let's have Guy Fawkes instead. Because you'll find next week Guy Fawkes is a big thing here. Like explosions, you know. So you will have a party with you. Kassy, you got any questions?
I can think of now. I think we've covered.
I'm trying to think this. Can you tell us give some of your childhood memories of what it was like when you were younger?
I just remember it being such I don't know, fun is not even really the right word for it. It was a chance to, as I said before, just to really go out and be what you always wanted to be, and just to the scaring people and the playing the tricks on everything, building the haunted houses, which is something we did in our neighborhood. All the kids got together and we would go into somebody's garage and put together the haunted house with big barrels of meat, which we'd make people stick their hands into, and having things dropped on them at unexpected times in the darkness, and I don't know, just the ability to frighten people out of their wits was just such a fun thing as a child, and it was something that it was the one night where you could do all those crazy things and not risk getting in trouble, not being punished. So it was sort of it was a great time to be a child, and
so
that's...
Tell us, with trick or treat, you go to the door, what do you actually say?
Well,
I know it sounds funny explaining it. I sort of know, but some people may not. Believe it or not, in Britain we don't really know it.
There's so many different little poems that the kids say. Oh, I don't. I feel so stupid saying them now. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down your underwear. That was one of the more interesting of the poems, but basically.
Do you want to say it one more time? Did I interrupt you? Can you say it one more time? Sorry.
I don't know if I can actually say this one more time. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down your underwear.
Great. Now you say these things. New questions come into my head. Not the ones I wrote down. So, what sort of tricks did you used to play? What did you play? Pranks that you've done?
I wasn't too much of a prankster. It was usually when I was a little kid, it was always the older kids who were doing the pranks, and your basic throwing eggs at people's doors, and some people got a little bit more obscene with other bodily products that were being thrown all over the place. Spooning was a big thing. It's where you take plastic forks and spoons and knives and you stick them in people's lawns so that they're at the same level as the grass, and if somebody walks out on there without noticing, they step on it and it kind of hurts. That would be a very cruel joke that was played once or twice, especially to the people who gave out apples as opposed to candy. They were assured to get something happen to them. Toilet papering, just throwing big wads of toilet paper all over the trees, which is probably the least permanent of all the problems, of all the tricks, but it's very difficult to get out.
Have you ever seen them get in real serious trouble for doing this?
No, and it's probably a function of our neighborhood. We had a bunch of people who loved celebrating Halloween, so even when the kids did things like that, it was sort of let go. I've never...
So it seems that in America, because it's such a national thing, even if the tricks were a bit out of order,
yes,
like all of the fun and spirit of it.
Yes, it's definitely all the tricks that are done are actually seen as part of the fun, part of the night. It's sort of expected almost, which is debated either way, but most people see it as what goes on.
Sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so.
We should sing. When I was young, I've never been trick-or-treating in my life.
Well,
It's
it's
sad. I think, well, it's been ruined now. Good.
yeah. I mean, it's really great after you get a big basket full of candy, and my brother and I would go through the ritual the day after of sneaking into each other's baskets and taking our favorite candies out. It's a great part of my childhood memories of
When you get
fighting over
when you
that.
get older, is Halloween still sort of celebrated? Do you still look forward to it, or?
Well, I'm sort of at that
Any
age.
teenage, you know,
Yeah, I'm
what
sort of at that
happens
age. Yeah, I've gone to Halloween parties every year. The focus sort of changes a little bit. Instead of bobbing for apples, it became truth and dare games, and then later on just dancing. But yes, it's always a holiday that I've looked forward to, especially since I got to the university. My university in the United States, we have big parties and just whole street festivals kind of things on that night. We'll decorate all the trees with big lanterns and things like that and turn it into one big festive night. And I have a feeling that later on in my life I'll probably continue looking forward to it, but instead of being the trick-or-treater, I'll be on the other side of the door, dressed in my costume, trying to scare the wits out of a 3-year-old.
So people live in their houses. Do they dress in?
Yes, if they keep in the spirit of the holiday, yeah, they could dress up, and part of the fun is they make their foyer, the part right by the door, as decorative as possible and turn it into cobwebs dripping down and skeletons coming from. My mother made the most amazing little displays on Halloween, and it was always a great fun to, even though I knew it was there, to still come up to the door and see what she was going to do. Because we used to have machines that, like, as you open the door, different sounds, creaking sounds would come out, and tape recorders would blast screams of different animals and things like that. It was just when you were really young, those little things scared you, and as you get older, it's fun to try and scare others. So
it's a holiday for everyone.
yeah, I really think it is. My grandfather loves it just as much as my baby cousin, so I don't know, I think it is.
No more? Right, well, enjoy your drink. If you can just describe what a pumpkin is and what you do with it and how it works, because I've never seen a pumpkin in my life.
Well, as far as the pumpkins go for Halloween, the big thing is to make your jack-o'-lantern, which you take the biggest pumpkin you can afford. Actually, it's a big event for elementary school students to go down to the pumpkin patch and with the money their parents gave them, whatever, and to go pick out their jack-o'-lantern. And take it home, and you go through the wonderful ritual of hollowing it out, just cutting it all out, taking all the pumpkin seeds and letting your parents roast the pumpkin seeds, because roasted pumpkin seeds are absolutely delicious, a Halloween delicacy. And basically take the knife to the pumpkin and make it into the scariest face you possibly can, cutting out the eyes and the mouth and everything, and sticking a candle right in the middle of it, and it's supposed to be part of the Halloween thing. You put your
wards off evil spirits.
You just put them outside on your driveway, and it sometimes symbolizes whether or not people are actually going to be celebrating the holiday. So if you don't see a jack-o'-lantern, you probably don't want to knock on the door, but also know that door is going to get their trick later on that night. And then 3 or 4 days after Halloween, when the pumpkin starts to decay a little bit, and all the rest of the kids who didn't get all their tricks in that night will take the liberty of throwing it at the house. So I guess all good things must come to an end.
So tell us, right, there's one more question. Finishing. Does it start? So you start celebrating from the night on, or does it start in the daytime? Or does it go on to the next day, or do you have like an eve and then a sort of daytime?
Well, as far as when Halloween's celebrated, it's been getting earlier and earlier as I've been getting older. Because when I was a child, I remember Halloween didn't start until night fell and in the darkness and everything. But because of safety issues, trick-or-treating's gotten earlier and earlier every year whenever they actually have it. And when the malls have their big trick-or-treating parties, it's usually like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, things like that.
Is it a
and-
national holiday, by the way?
I don't think it's a bank holiday, but I think it is a national holiday. Like, people don't get off of work for that day. We were certainly in school for that day, which was always a wonderful day because you ended up celebrating Halloween in class too, wearing costumes to school and everything. But it's not a national holiday in that you get off work. Too bad, right? But and as soon as the celebration starts, it goes on all throughout the night. Unfortunately, because it falls on a particular day, you don't know if it's going to be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something, so it obviously depends on whether or not you're going to school the next day, how late the parties go. But I can remember more than once staying out all night long, really making the most of the holiday.
Yeah, sounds great. Right, well, I'm going to... School's good, I think.
Yeah, but it's closed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Until, when's it open? On Monday?
Yeah.
It'll be alright. So can you tell us about Halloween then?
Yeah.
So what do you know about Halloween?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about what happens on Halloween on the day?
Which is,
You know Halloween
Yeah.
On Monday, all the ghosts and all the spooky things. Do you know what are you going to be doing? Do you know if you're going to do anything on
Yeah.
Halloween?
yeah.
What are you going to be doing? Do you know?
Are you going to make some masks or a pumpkin or anything?
Just pumpkin. But just make the pumpkin at school ready. That's why. I can't get something on it.
Are you going to go trick or treating?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? Are you going to dress up?
Not with a dress.
Oh, what are you going to wear? Do you know, you're going to go as a ghost or something?
And just clothes I've got.
You don't know what you're going to wear?
Yeah.
We'll ask Jade something. Come back to you in a minute.
Oh,
Jade.
no one.
Are you sure?
Are you going to do anything on Halloween? Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm just making a big door then on this day. Now I'm staying at nursery on Halloween.
Are you going to dress up as anything, are you? Yeah, what are you going to do?
Just talk to her.
And this is then that one.
Tom? What are you going to do on Halloween?
I'll do it now.
Tell them about Winnie the Witch. Tom, tell them about Winnie the Witch. I don't believe this. I'm not normally like this. Oh yeah, stop being so... Let's go. Halloween.
I don't know.
What have I been making on the floor? We made some pumpkins, didn't we? To put on the windows. Do you remember? Francesca.
You go on. What do you want to say?
The witch.
Willow the Witch. What's Willow the Witch?
She has a black house, but now she has another house with a bath white. But when we open the black cat turns into a green one.
Yeah.
Turns into a yellow one. And then a rose bush.
So, What do you think of Halloween? Is it a great time? Do you have a good time on Halloween?
Yep.
What are you looking forward to?
Tables,
No.
ghosts,
Yeah. What else?
witches.
Is it spooky?
Yep. So don't like witches. And dream about bad dreams and even good dreams. But now I dream about bad ones.
Is it scary? Yeah.
Yep.
Scary.
Yep.
You looking forward to it though?
Yeah.
Hello.
No, you don't eat it. You don't eat it. Tell Kassy about witches.
To scare people.
They do. They scare you? No.
Monsters scare people.
Are you going to get dressed up on Halloween? What are you going to...
Clothes.
You're going to wear a witch's hat?
What have we got here pushing? We've got some masks, haven't we?
Yeah.
What's on the masks? The pumpkins, aren't they?
Pumpkins.
What do you do with your pumpkins on Halloween?
Hang them up, you do. Just hang them up
Where do you hang them up?
on lines and pegs.
Is it to scare people?
No.
What is it for?
So people can see it when it's done. Yeah. And and good boats are on stream. And even crocodiles are bad, so I get fish. And even big whales, but the whales get the crocodiles. But the bad wrinkle fishes get the whales, and even the whales eat fishes.
It's on a float now.
So,
Are you going to get sweets on Halloween?
yep.
You're looking forward to it?
Tell us again what you said about trick or treat. How you feel?
If they've got an adult with them and they're going round door to door, that's okay. That's nice because they're being looked after. But if they're on their own, I don't agree with it now because it's just a scary world, isn't it? You never know what's going to be behind that door. You've done it on me again.
Was that all right?
Getting a lot of background.
Well, I'll tell you what, just
Can you
go
go
in
into
the
the
bar.
bar?
So what's this been running over the half term?
Yes, we do them in the 6 weeks holiday as well, but this is the first time we've done it for this term. It's been really successful. We've had about nearly 300 kids this week. We had Monday was 61.
Is that okay?
Can we?
Once again, what do you feel about trick or treating in the 90s and what's happened today? And I'll answer the question. Sorry.
Right. Okay. It's okay if there's adults with them, being supervised as they're going door to door. But nowadays, the children, it's too dangerous for them to really go on their own. So it does spoil the tradition really. If my children, I wouldn't let my children go around now. It's a shame. If any children do come and they are with adults and they're properly supervised, I do the old tradition of giving them sweets. I won't give them any money because I don't want to encourage them to buy fireworks on their own.
So do you think kids today are more interested in getting money?
Definitely, yes. Yes, they are. As Anna said before, if you asked the children nowadays what trick and treat is, they don't really know, the true definition of it. They just think it's Guy Fawkes night and, they're going to go and get some money to buy the fireworks and that.
One, Kassy? Yep. Right, great. Thanks ever so much.
And what do you know about Halloween?
That people come round knocking on the doors saying trick or treat.
Do you go and do that? No. So what else? Do you know anything else about Halloween? No. Does anyone else know?
Yes. That is a bad night.
It's a bad night. Why?
Because witches and devils and stuff are out.
Do you go out knocking people's doors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only on with friends anyway.
What do you do on Halloween?
I'm scared.
Anyone else? What do you do on Halloween?
What is it? I like going to people's houses, asking for a treat or toffee.
Who did you go with?
No one.
No one, on your own. Yeah. What do you do on Halloween?
Go around singing Halloween songs and get money and toffees.
Do you go out with your friends or
My brothers.
brothers? Anyone
Yeah.
else? Somewhere around here. What do you do on Halloween? Nothing.
I know. She's Milk's sister.
She's what?
Milk's sister.
Is she?
I told you.
Oh. So what do you do?
People dress up.
Yeah, that's right. What do you do on Halloween?
I go around knocking at doors with my friends.
Anyone else? Anything?
I dress up and I go and play out with my friends next door.
Right. Anything else you do? No? Anyone else? What do you do?
All the witches and ghouls are supposed to come out on Halloween.
Right. And what do you do?
I dress up as witches and go to parties.
What's the parties? What do you do?
I stay in and watch a video at home.
Stay in and watch a video?
Yeah.
You don't like going out?
No, Mum won't let me yet.
She won't let you out?
No, but this year I'm on holiday.
Why won't she let you out?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Shouldn't know people around where I live.
Okay, thanks.
Smack the witches with broomsticks.
Is that what you do?
Scare people like my cousin that's a baby.
Oh.
I'll do dress up like the Frankenstein. Go around people's houses and get a broomstick, try and scare them.